Okay, on these leglets, these are half leglets. The gymnast has to touch your hand or a stick at horizontal, and then they have to touch the bar. They don't count if they don't touch either one of those, and 20 is the max, and only perfect form ones count. So Saber will show about 5 of these the way they need to be. The first one counts. Go. That one counts. 1, 2, and then after that it's just a half. 3, 4, 5, and she would keep going that way up to 20. Saber is going to show us the pull-ups. The pull-ups are done in an L. It's 2 points if their feet stay above horizontal and they're perfect form the whole time. Those are 2 points. If their legs bend or separate or the feet drop low, those are 1-pointers. They have to get their chin over the bar to count, and 10 is the max on these, whether they're 1 or 2 pointers. Saber will show a few. 2, 4, 6. Those are the pull-ups. Alright, these are the levers. Tammy's going to show 2-point levers. Her hips have to be leading. Her chin has to be over the bar to start, and she has to touch her quads on the bar to get any points at all. If her hips lead, like Tammy's will, those are 2, and if there's any toes leading through the bottom, those are 1-pointers. So Tammy will show a few 2-pointers. That's 2, 4, touch her quads, 6, and she would do 10 of those to count. Those are the levers. Okay, Kylie will show the rope climb. This is a 12-foot rope climb. If her feet stay above her belly button, then she doesn't get any deductions. With perfect legs together and locked, I start timing as soon as her bottom leaves the panel mat, and I stop the time as soon as her fingers touch that 12-foot mark up there, and then we just subtract the deductions at the end. Kylie will show, and if there are any deductions, I'll say what they are. She lifts her heels and then she goes, and I start the time. So that was 591, and potentially maybe a deduction. Her toes were together, but her heels were not, so you could take a feet apart deduction on that. That's the rope climb. Okay, on the vertical jump test, they stand fully extended, touching the chalk really only needs to be on their longest finger, but most of them chalk up their whole hand, and I just mark from where their longest point of their hand is, and then they jump. They are not allowed to run or walk into it. It's a standing jump, and then we just mark from the second hand whatever the difference is their points. So she is 12 inches there, and then she does her jump. And that was 35 inches there. We can mark from the chalk. That's a total of 23 inches. That's your vertical test. The sprint test, their back foot is on a springboard, front foot is on a line, just about a foot away from the springboard. We mark from wherever their front foot is, whatever that line is, 65 feet. So usually a chalk mark on there would be fine. I just grabbed whatever was closest. That's 65 feet from where her front foot is. As soon as she starts running, we don't have to tell them when to go. As soon as she starts running, when her first foot hits the ground, I push time. And as she's coming across my line, I'm pushing stop. So they get 2 tries. I'll have Lillian show. Whenever you're ready, Lil. That was 3.06. So she gets 2 tries, and the best one of the 2 is what counts for the sprint test. Push-ups, they are being timed at 60 seconds. They do as many as they can in 60 seconds where their chest touches the ground. They go on the edge so that their chin can drop below the surface. But we're counting the chest touching the ground. Alex is going to show a few as fast as she can. Head stays straight, body has to stay flat to count. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So in other words,
they're allowed to go on the beam, the floor, the tile. They can pretty much do it anywhere. But if they do a mistake even one time, closed shoulders, arching the back, legs bend, feet on point. If they do it once, you take the deduction. They can do it as many times as they want after that. It's not per time. It's a one-time deduction. It's a 1-minute handstand, and then we take off the deductions after they've done it. Kylie will show her handstand. I start the time as soon as her feet touch. Kids will usually tell you if they have a preference of when they'd like to tell you the time. Some kids like to know every 15 seconds, some just at the 30, some kids don't want to know. That was 15 seconds. That's the handstand hold. Handstands, Maylee's going to demonstrate just a few. Her feet have to be level with the ground to start, and then her feet have to touch over her head at the ending. It has to be perfect form. If her elbows bend or her knees bend to get up, that doesn't count. Each half of the press is a point, so the way up is 1 and the way down is 1. And 10 is the max on these. Maylee will show a few. So it's with her feet parallel to the floor. One. Okay, so that would have given her 2.5, 3 points. That's the presses. Thank you. For the cast, if she does perfect form, straight body, those are 2 pointers. If a straddle cast or any unperfect form thing to a handstand gets 1 point, and if she goes perfect form to 45 to 10 degrees off of handstand, that would also be 1 point. Perfect form to non-perfect form to 45 is no points. Okay, but as long as she's either feet together below handstand or non-perfect form to handstand, those are 1 pointers. So Cami will show a few. That was a little short, so she would have got 1 perfect form, but less than handstand. That should be at 3. That was 2 points. 5, and she would go up to 10 cast. If she has a fall, the test is over. If she does 3 in a row that don't get any points, the test is over also. And they first do active kicks and then they do holds for each one. Everything is on a scale from 1 to 3. 1 is horizontal or below, 2s are 44 degrees to horizontal, and then 3s are from 45 and above. For the kicks, the active kicks, and then the holds are 45 and above, or 3s from 44 to horizontal, or 2s and horizontal and below, or 1s. So she'll show, and it should look kind of like a routine. They always turn towards the beam or the bar, so she'll show how this kick test goes. I'll be saying a few of the scores while she goes. That's a 3. They always swing that back leg, so she pivots her foot to behind and then she swings it from behind. The side ones, they need to kick behind their shoulder. And then for the back ones, they should be swinging that front leg, and they circle the arm to help accentuate the active leg. They don't have to develop into these holds, but for most of the kids it's easier. If there's a form problem, it takes off 1 from whatever the score would have been. The main one is if that bottom leg is bent. The hold should be about 2 seconds. Most of these kids prefer to lift her elevate for like the second second of the hold. And that should be, the chest is allowed to drop it. They should be thinking of it as a needle, not necessarily just a back kick without the chest being able to drop. So those are the kick tests.